Hey everybody, so it is Friday night. I'm making this video in advance for tomorrow morning actually. Tomorrow morning is my 2-month review. So, but I won't have time tomorrow because I am out. I am out golfing, getting some exercise, right? We're not done. But I thought I'd take a little bit more time this time to talk about my experience with it so far and tips and tricks, I guess, that I've learned along the way. So, as you can see, I'm not at my desk. I find that sometimes when I record from my desk, the sound kind of cuts out because I have a lot of mining stuff in the background, makes a lot of noise. So I think that noise cancellation can't quite tell sometimes if it's my voice or anyway. So tonight, while the kids are down, it's past 8. My wife's watching Downton Abbey, the new movie, so she's happy. So I'm actually near a park. I don't know if you can see that. There's some baseball games going on. There's soccer. There's basketball. There's all kinds of things. So figured I'd just kind of set the mood a little bit for myself and make this video. So here goes. Okay, so for those of you who, well, first off, for those of you who are following my journey so far, I will try to do the weigh-in tomorrow morning before I leave, but I have to leave very, very early, so I might miss it. If I miss it, it'll be the day after, but if I do end up weighing myself, I'll put it in the title, because obviously I'm not going to make another video in the morning. But let's just use today's weight. So I'm at 318.2, if I'm not mistaken, was the last weigh-in, for a total loss of 41.8 pounds in 2 months, right? Plus whatever I'll lose tonight if I lose. So, but I should. It's been a good day. So let's just start first off speaking about my day today. So for breakfast, I had half an Eggo because my son left half an Eggo this time. I also had my shake for lunch. I had a bowl of strawberries, grapes, and what was the last thing? Not kiwis. Anyways, I had three fruits. My memory's so bad. It's terrible. But I had 3 fruits, so that was good because I was feeling a little weak there. I was getting some things done between work. I was working, and whenever I had to have a break, I had to do some house stuff at the same time that we had to be dealt with before this weekend. So that was good. And for dinner, we ended up having mostly vegetables with some kind of meat. So it was very good, very healthy dinner. And because I had my bowl of fruit around 2:30, I wasn't really hungry. I didn't even finish my plate. So that's how today went. So it's a big success. And like I said, now that dinner's over, we all went out for ice cream afterwards, and I skipped it. So my kids got taxed 1 scoop of ice cream each, and that was it. So and I'm done. So that's it for tonight. So yeah, the numbers should be good tomorrow. All right, so let's start about the 2 months journey. Okay, what did I learn? I have a little paper here because there's some things I don't want to forget. Okay, so first off, what's the biggest lesson that I've learned along the way? Well, it's that Saxenda, for those of you who haven't tried it yet, is not a miracle drug. And I've said this in past videos. It's not going to lose weight for you, okay? It's there to be used as a tool. If you are willing to take Saxenda and you want to try it, you have to put effort into it. If you're not going to put effort into it, it's not going to help you, okay? So what does it do exactly? Well, it helps you with your appetite. So for example, and some days doesn't even help you, it feels like. So you got to be pretty strong. You got to, you need a lot of strength, willpower to get through those days. Okay, so normally where I see Saxenda help out and is that I'm not as hungry all the time. I still get hungry. Some days I don't get hungry at all, but most days I still get hungry. But it's very, very manageable because I still eat, right? And some days it just doesn't seem to work. So other times, even when I am hungry, where I used to eat a big meal, now if I get about halfway through my meal, I start feeling nauseous. Okay, So that's where it helps me. It kind of changes. You start putting more food in your mouth, and you're annoyed by the food, and you just kind of start getting disgusted by it, and you get rid of your plate. So that's fantastic. So that is the biggest thing with Saxenda. It is not a miracle pill. It's not going to do it all for you. You need a lot of willpower. You need to put in the effort. So want to do better. When I started, okay, the first week, if you look at my videos for the first week, I went from eating 3,500 to 4,000 calories down to about 1,200 calories, sometimes even less. And I was starving. I think my body was in shock. It was really, really, really hard. And it lasted a week to a week and a half of every day. I just wanted to stop at the restaurant because I eat a lot of restaurants and I get a lot of temptations, and it just, your mind turns off, right? If anyone's as big as I am, you'll understand that it's an addiction, and you can tell yourself, especially when you go to bed at night, right? When you go to bed at night, you're thinking, oh, tomorrow's the day, I'm getting too big, I'm gonna change. And then first thing in the morning, you're eating some kind of restaurant, some kind of breakfast at a restaurant on the way to work. I've been doing that for years. Okay, so I went down to about 1,200 calories for about a week and a half, and I was starving. I had headaches, I had a withdrawal, I had all kinds of things going on. But after that week was up, my stomach just seemed to readjust itself, and I was fine. And all those cravings between Saxenda and my efforts, all those cravings for McDonald's or any of those restaurants that are very popular and desserts, they went away. Okay, it doesn't mean I never get them, but it's just night and day to what I would normally get. Okay. So what about taking Saxenda? Is it painful? Okay, so these are one of the things that I hear a lot in the forums. People are scared of taking Saxenda, putting something in their bodies. I get that, right? I'm not a big fan of putting things in my body. This is just because eventually I know where I'm heading. If I don't change now, it's over for me, right? So I took the risk, and it's a lot less painful than surgery, right? So Saxenda, first off, the needle is super small, super, super small. I don't feel it. Okay, 9 times out of 10, I don't feel it. And if I do feel it, and sometimes it'll cause a bruise, is because when I went in, I didn't go in correctly. Okay, I went in sideways a little bit, and I didn't go through the skin quite well. And even that, it's just a little pinch. It's not very painful. It's just a little pinch, and you kind of go, oh crap, I didn't do it well. I went too fast usually. Okay, so it's painless. Don't worry about it. Do it. Okay, so does Saxenda cause nausea? Yeah, it does. Not to everybody, but I've had a little bit of nausea. I had one day where I had a lot of nausea whenever I was upping my dose. Not sure if it is Saxenda that did it, but it aligned itself with the biggest dose I'd ever taken. So it is a possibility. Now, people seem to say that they get nausea the first week or two, which is why the doctors will often start you off on a small dose so that you can work your way up. So for me, at the beginning, I would get nausea for about 30 seconds. I always had water with me. So as soon as I would start feeling nauseous, I would take a big gulp of water. It would go away right away. Okay, so that worked for me. It doesn't mean it works for everybody. That's how I dealt with that. Now, whenever I went from 2.4 to 3.0, which is a maximum dose, okay, that one I felt. So that one I had a miserable day, and I felt terrible, and I was in bed. And the thing with that day is, it's not just that I upped my dose. I kind of did a stupid mistake where I wanted to go to the gym, so I started the morning off with a pre-workout kind of booster, which is some kind of I'm trying to remember, it's some kind of blue raspberry disgusting mix powdered in your drink, and I drank that super fast. And I got to the gym and I drank 2 big bottles of water super fast. And then because I had worked out so hard that day, like beating my records, I said, you know what, I should probably take a little protein shake at the end just so I can recover better. And I did. And then it's right after that I started feeling terrible. So is it a little bit like mixing drinks with alcohol? Maybe that's what it was. But so something in there that between Saxenda and that, I think I really created the perfect storm, and that was it for that day. Other than that, it seems to go away, and the majority of the people I think don't get nausea at all. Now, if you go into forums and this and that, you'll hear a lot of people talk about nausea. But remember, it's like reviews, right? I have a business online, and people that are happy and things are going well, they don't tend to leave comments for the most part. They're just happy it's working. They don't bother to look at the forums. Everything's great. It's only the people that are having issues that will tend to write about it. So even though the forums might be flooded with it, no, it's a very small percentage of the people that seem to get nausea. Okay, another point. So just because the doctor, so whenever I started Saxenda, my doctor said, listen, every week you're going to up your dose. You're going to start with 0.6, then 1.2, then 1.8, then 2.4, then 3.0 every week. And within 5 weeks, you'll be at the maximum dose. So I listened to him at the beginning, I think all the way to 1.8-ish. And then I realized I didn't need to up my dose because it was working. And I was looking at the forums, and some people are saying how in their country it can cost upwards of $1,500 for one of these boxes. That is a lot of money. It doesn't mean you shouldn't spend that kind of money. If it helps you and there's no alternative, do what you have to do. But you know what? If you're on 0.6 and it's still working for you, hey, stick on it until maybe you notice for 2, 3, 4 days you're starving. Okay, well then maybe you're due to up your dose. So then you can give it a shot at 1.2 and keep doing that until you get to 3.0. Okay, try to save some cash. Why not? And you can test with it a little bit. So see how it goes. Okay, so let's see. You don't have to stop eating the food you love. Okay, so if anyone who's followed my journey can confirm, I eat a lot of restaurants. I eat a lot of crap. I've never been the salad guy. I will never be the salad guy. Forget it. If it's just about eating, greens and salads, I'm out. I am out. I'm not going to do it. Okay. So, I do a lot of restaurants and a lot of not so good foods that are fatty foods. So what's changed? Can I still do it and lose weight? Well, I've lost 40 pounds in 2 months. So how did I do that? Well, I minimize my portions a lot, right? So instead of eating 8 tacos, right, just because, well, and there's still 4 left, might as well finish them off. I don't want to waste. No, stick to 2, add another side of something a little bit healthier, and that's it. So you can't do that when you're going to start because you're starving all the time. But like I'm saying, that's why I started eating 1,200 calories for a good week and a half, shrunk my stomach, and then that was fine. I'm okay. 2 tacos and skip the cheese if I can. Sometimes I don't want to skip the cheese, and that's fine. I'll indulge. But yeah, so that seems to do the trick for me. And also when I go to restaurants, so one of the places that I've actually vlogged this, I learned this while I was vlogging, is that one of the restaurants we go to, they do pizzas. That's their specialty. And the pizza that I usually get is some kind of barbecue chicken pizza, and it's 1,400 calories, and it's delicious. Now, whenever I looked at their menu online, they happened to have the nutrition, so I could see the calories and everything. And I realized that they offer a cauliflower crust. Now, if you haven't tried it, it sounds really gross, right? Why would you want to ruin your pizza with that? And that's a little bit how I felt. But I said, let's try it. Why? Because I went from 1,400 calories to 700 calories, the same pizza. So I tried the crust. I couldn't tell the difference. Well, okay, that's not true. You lose that big crust. The breaded crust at the end is flat. All right, so it's a flat. Oh, cut off there. So I was saying the cauliflower changed everything. So I went from 1,400 calories down to 700 calories for just about the same pizza. It tastes the same, and I don't even finish it. 3/4 of the pizza, and I was done. That was enough. So make some healthy changes. You can still enjoy your food, but maybe swap things out. Okay, so I still eat fries. So with that pizza, I ate 10 fries instead of eating the whole fry. So that's how I'm losing weight, and I'm still enjoying a lot of good meals. I still go to McDonald's. I still go to all these restaurants. Subway a lot. The 12-inch subs. I get this all the time. And listen, I still lose weight, right? So I'm careful with what I choose. Okay, so what else? Try to incorporate exercise if you can. That means do whatever you need to try to get into the gym. The gym makes a massive difference. When I started, I didn't like it. I didn't want to do any kind of cardio. Even when I would do the weights, I would half-ass it. And that's pretty much all I would like to do is try to do weights. And even the weights, I would just do things that guys like to do, like my pecs, my chest, my arms, and try to bulk that up. But at least I got into the habit, and I think we are creatures of habit. So if you just keep at it for a while, your body is going to actually start asking for it. So I kind of enjoy the gym now. It's nice. And when I do get some free time, I think about it. And I, just to kind of encourage myself to go more, well, I bought some new gym clothes, things that I like to wear at the gym. Um, so do what you got to do. You want a haircut, get a haircut. Do whatever you need to do to want to get out there and do any type of exercise. And if you're the type of person say, "Oh, listen, I'm really out of weight. I don't want people to make fun of me at the gym," you don't have to worry about that. Nobody's looking at you, especially if you're out of weight. Listen, honestly, uh, the big guys, the guys that are in fantastic shape, tend to be looking at themselves in the mirrors or looking at the Barbies walking around. And it's the same thing with the girls, right? So they're not looking at us; they're looking at other people. So don't worry about it. Just do your thing, and don't be shy to ask people for advice if ever you need advice. People have always been pretty good to me at the gym. Okay, so some days Saxenda doesn't feel like it's working at all. Yeah, that's true. Some days I still get some major cravings, and I just want to eat everything. And honestly, sometimes I do. I won't mess up my day completely. But yeah, if I feel like I have a massive urge, a really big urge for some chips or some chocolate, I'll have chips or chocolate. I'll be good about it. So I'll buy a little. So for example, for chips, I buy oven baked chips, a little bag, because if I buy a big bag of anything, it's gone, right? I'm going to finish it. That's my addiction. But a small bag seems to work. So, and it's about 120 calories, I think it is. And it hits the spot. And it's okay. So you don't lose your mind and just go on some kind of binge and just eat everything. So it's okay to indulge, but know that some days it's going to take a lot of willpower, right? It's okay to have a small bag of chips. It's not so okay to have a big bag of chips. So try to be good, and this is where you need to put in a lot of work, okay? Because remember, it's one day at a time. If you screw up and you eat, it's a birthday, and they take out the cake and you ate the whole cake, that sucks, man. But it's okay. You'll live. Tomorrow, you start over, okay? More good days than bad days, and you'll get to your results. All right, so a couple little tips, things that I read on the forum that I thought should be mentioned. If Saxenda is very expensive in your country, sometimes you can get it cheaper abroad. Okay, so somebody had mentioned that in the comments. Now, whether or not it was cheaper in Canada, I don't know, but I know there is a pharmacy in Canada, in Vancouver, that some Americans use, because apparently for Americans, some people that aren't covered can pay upwards of $1,500 for one box, and I think in Canada you can get that same box for $700-800 Canadian, I think. So that's a huge savings with the exchange rate and all that. Might not be applicable to everybody, but if it's worth looking into if you have no coverage. Okay, so some people have better success injecting in different body parts or at different times of the day. So there's a few people that do like me, where they put in their stomach first thing in the morning, and some of them, they notice that they start staggering, and they sometimes changing up. So they go in their thigh, they go in their arm. Some of them will go at night right after dinner, and it seems to give them a boost. So and especially for people that have nausea, some of them will just take it right before bed, and then they'll sleep through the whole nausea part and then wake up fresh. So it's worth playing around with and trying things out. Why not? Okay, so surround yourself by people who are rooting for you. Well, listen, this is not just for Saxenda. This is in life in general, right? If you're around a bunch of people that are bummers, always negative, well, guess what? You're going to join them eventually. You're going to be just like them. I've had a few experiences like that where it's not my first time trying to lose weight. I failed a few times, learned some lessons, and I apply it the next time, like I am doing now. So stay away from those people, and try to stick with the people that are encouraging you, that are eating healthy, that are not saying, "Oh, come on, just tonight, let's just have a cake tonight, and well, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just one cake. It's just one dessert." No, man, that's our problem. Let's be careful. So stick with the right people. And finally, I guess the last thing I need to say about that is it's not enough just to lose weight, right? So Saxenda will help us lose our weight, but if anyone's ever done these types of journeys before, whenever you do hit your weight, that's only half the battle, right? The other half is maintaining it now for life, right? So one of the hard lessons I've learned from last time that I'm going to apply, that I am applying this time, is that while I'm doing my journey, I am trying to find um, a new lifestyle, right? So I'm trying to, let's see, what did I write here? Let's be sure I'm saying this right. Habits. That's what I was looking for. I'm developing good habits, okay? Things that I can live with for the rest of my life. And I haven't figured it all out. It's only been 2 months, but there are some habits that I'm enjoying. So, for example, going to the gym every once in a while in the morning, I've noticed that it makes me super productive at work. It makes me just a happier person. I feel like I already have success as soon as I wake up. So that is a good habit I'm starting to develop, and I'm liking it. So that you would have never caught me in a gym. Forget it. So that's a good habit. Eating foods you love, but in smaller portions, or making these little changes that will make it that the day that you get off Saxenda, because I don't plan on being on Saxenda my whole life. So it's important that I don't lose my mind when I do get off Saxenda. So I'm trying to figure out what lifestyle I'm going to want, the habits I need to develop, and it's a long process, right? I'm at 320, 318. I've got long ways to go. I've got a lot of time to figure it all out. But you just, make sure you think about that on your way there, because as soon as you get off, it's not going to be easy. Okay. And with us, unfortunately, whenever you are bigger, the day that you do get off the wagon, your body remembers exactly what weight you were when you started and gets you right back there lightning fast. Okay, so stay on top of it. Find things that you're willing to do for the rest of your life. So that's pretty much it, I think, for my 2-month review, tips and tricks. I'm going to connect a few pictures of some of the members in the forums that I follow, some before and after pictures, and these are all people that are still on the journey. Okay, they haven't hit their goal, they're still working on it, but I think it's important for us to be more inspired, and also to see that we're not alone, right? It's not just you and I. There's a ton of people out there just like us trying to do the best they can, where they have days that are fantastic losses. They have other days where they put on 2 pounds and they're just kicking themselves. But you know what? They're showing a lot of success. And so I'll put them at the end of this video. I'll attach it somehow. And that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you give Saxenda a try. I think it is worth it. And you are welcome to follow this journey and chat with us. Okay, there's a lot of great comments, a lot of great people that are following the journey, that have a lot of good advice for you if ever you have any questions. So join us, be part of the family. And we're wishing you the best of luck. All right, bye everybody. All right, folks. As I said, I want to show some of the people in my forums that have been successful. Some before and after pictures of people that are still on their journey. So, go one take as always. So here's the first one. She has lost 27 pounds, and she is only 2 months in. Congratulations. 30 pounds in 45 days. That's pretty crazy. It's a lot of weight. 50 pounds in 1 year. It's great. 51 pounds in a year. 55 pounds in about 5 months. A lot of weight. 70 pounds in 8 months. Definitely looks happier. 72 pounds in 1 year. That's a close-up picture, but you can definitely tell the difference with the face. 87 pounds in a year. And not only that, but she actually reached out to tell me that she's lost 25 pounds since that picture. She is over 100 pounds. And the big finale. I don't know how long this took her, but 225 pounds. Huge, huge, huge. So listen, the potential's there. Keep at it, and hopefully we can get some great results like they did. All right, thanks everybody.